and verse 5. Hearing of thy love and faith which thou hast toward the Lord Jesus, and toward all saints, that the communication of thy faith may become effectual by the acknowledging of every good thing which is in you in the Mashiach Yahushua. Read that again. Verse 5. Hearing of thy love and faith which thou hast towards the Lord Yahushua and toward all saints, that the communication of thy faith may become effectual.
So we out here in these last days, man, where we're having an effectual love for our people.
That's right.
Bringing up the kingdom, man, to our people in these last days. Hey, man, you gotta get the powerful, mighty brothers, man, from HODC out here, man. It is not the time to be individualized,
right?
To be doing your own damn thing, man, right? And to be having an equal eye towards your brothers, man. Come back together and rise up in unity, man.
That's right.
Put all them petty beasts aside, man. Right? All them scoffing, right? All them man is a balance and follow your way, man.
Bring it out.
Psalms chapter 133 and 1. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. Read it again. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
That's right.
This is a beautiful sight to see, man. That's right. We got over 30 plus out here standing mighty and standing strong for the will of Yahweh by saying myself, yo, what's up? Come on. Hey, man, what better thing can you ask for, man, on the closing out of a beautiful Sabbath day, man?
He said,
No, we sending him.
Elders
going. Elders going. Rock is
beautiful, man. Good. I'm
gonna go It's the book of Philemon, chapter 1 and verse 6. That the communication of thy faith may become effectual by acknowledging of every good thing.
Every good thing, man. To all the brothers and elders, right, out here counseling, man. Right, out here teaching and grooming up the young men in the truth, man.
That's right.
And giving attendance to sound doctrine in these last days, man. Go on.
Which is in you, in Hamashiach Yahushua. Right. For we have great joy and consolation in thy love, because the bowels of the saints are refreshed by thy brother.
So what's that?
Are refreshed by thy brother.
Hey, man, I get refreshed, man. Right? When I see mighty brothers coming out here, man. Right? In the damn cold, man. Right. In the damn heat wave, man.
That's right.
Blizzard, man.
That's right.
In the snowstorm, man.
That's right.
Out here, man. On the front line, look at that blood, living sacrifice.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. All of them, whole unity cats, man. Verse 2, man.
That's right.
Very smooth as breeze.
Book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 16 and verse 15. I beseech you, brethren, ye know the house of the Stephens, that it is the first fruits of Achaia, right? And that they have addicted themselves to the ministry. The Lord said
that they have addicted themselves to the ministry.
Hey, man, it only brothers that's been diligent, man, right? That's been itching and scratching, man, all day, all night, man, reading, man. Right? Those are the brothers and sisters, man, that are addicted to the ministry, man. Right? And those, man, that's coming up on the highways and byways, right? No matter what, man. Right? And to wake up the Lord shit, man. Hey, those are the people that are addicted to the ministry, man. Right?
of the saints, right? That ye submit yourselves unto such and to everyone that helpeth with us and laboreth, right? I am glad of the coming of the Stephanus, and the Fortunatus and Achaicus, right? For that which was lacking on your part, they have supplied, right? For they have refreshed my spirit and yours. What did the Lord say? For
They have refreshed my spirit and yours.
For
They have refreshed my spirit and yours.
Amen. Amen. These men out here standing before me, man. Hey, all of you, hey, you refresh my spirit. Hey, you refresh my spirit, man. That's right. That's so that, hey, if we continue to waking up lawsuit, right, other children of Israel, man, right, we can do this right, so that we can hurry up and get the hell out of here, man. Right. In this hell. That's right. Right. Them running their slavery, man. Right. And being on the East Coast plantation, man. Right. Hey, Ben, give me the word of the Lord, man. It's last day. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. Give me the word.
Come on, family.
So we want to make sure.
Hey,
Empower yourself. Come on.
I ain't really stressing because
Right.
You said Afro-American, right? Do you believe in the Bible? Do you find Afro-American in the Bible?
Yeah, I'm about to get far off of there. Because they about to leave now. They give me 2 more minutes.
That's right. Right. So you can't be a white man hairstyle, right?
Right.
Right. So right. So right now, right, we're going to prove without a shadow of a doubt, right, who you are according to the Bible. Right. Give me the book, right, of Deuteronomy chapter 29 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
Give me the book of Jeremiah chapter 40 and verse 1. Right, give me the book of Esther, right, chapter 7 and verse 4.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 29 and verse 1. These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
What?
The children of Israel.
Right, so brother, right, who is the Lord speaking to right now? Okay, but who is us? That's right, brother. That's right, brother.
All praises.
But let's prove it though, man. Right, just that, hey, we keep talking, right? It's just making these things up, man. Right, go to 20 and 15. Right, give me the book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 22. Right, bring that out.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15.
Right.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Right, so this is the Lord. Right, this is Moses, right, speaking to all the children of Israel. Right, saying if you don't listen to God, right, go on.
To observe, to do all his commandments,
Right, to keep the commandments of the Lord, go on.
and his statutes,
Right.
which I command thee this day,
Right.
that all these curses,
All these what?
All these curses.
No, all these good things.
All these curses.
Right, so is a curse a good thing or a bad thing, brother? Right, go on.
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right, so if we don't listen to God, right, to keep his commandments, right, all of these curses, or like you said, bad things, were going to come upon us and overtake us. Right, now let's get some curses, right, out the Bible. Right, give me Jeremiah.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 40 and verse 1.
Right now.
The word which came to Jeremiah from the Lord, right? After that, Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, right, let him go from Ramah, right? When he had taken him, being bound in chains.
Being what?
Being
Bound in chains.
Right now, brother, when you look upon history, right, what people have been bound in chains? Right? Right? I mean, seriously. Right? When you go all throughout history, right, who's the ones that's been bound in chains, man? Right? For being afflicted. Right? What people? Right? Us, man.
Right.
Right? But the Lord, he's not talking to the so-called black people, right? So-called Afro-Americans. He's talking to the what? Right? Right, but who are we?
said it before.
Not really sure if the Egyptians what they say.
Give me Deuteronomy 29:1 again.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 29 and verse 1.
Right.
No. These are the words of the covenant,
Right.
which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
What?
The
Children of Israel.
No, the Afro-American.
The children of Israel. The children of Israel.
That's a who, brother? Oh, that's right. Right? Hey, name with the children of Israel. Right? Give me Esther 7. Go fast. Whoever got it, 7 and 4. Esther 7 and 4. Who got it? Quick on the sword. All right? Esther chapter 7 and verse 4. Bring it out.
This is the book of Esther, chapter 7 and verse 4.
Right.
For we are sold, I and my people, to be destroyed,
Right.
to be slain,
Right.
and to perish.
Right.
But if we had been sold for bondmen
Right.
and bondwomen,
Right, slave man and slave woman, right? Right, like how we got all those slave ships behind you, right? Go on,
I had held my tongue,
right?
although the enemy could not countervail
Right.
the king's damage.
Right?
Then the king, Assuerus,
Right, you can rush right there, right?
Gone.
Right, so brother, right? We reading all throughout the Bible. I mean, from Genesis, right to Deuteronomy, right? We jumped in Jeremiah, right to Esther, right? From Genesis to Revelation, we reading about people, right? Being thrown into slavery, man. Right?
That's right.
And having yokes of iron put upon us, man. Right, going into slavery on slave ships, man.
That's right.
Right. Right. So who must we be? Right. One more time, according to the Bible, man. That's right. So, brother, how do we get out of this condition that we are in, man? Right? I mean, from going into slavery, man. Right. From being niggas, man, to not knowing who we are. How do we get out?
Get out!
Luke chapter 10, verse 25.
Get out!
And behold, I send water from up,
Right.
saying, hey, what shall I do to inherit eternal life?
Right, so how do we get the kingdom of heaven? Right, how do we get out of the situation that we live in, right? Right, from seeing black on black violence, right? Brown on brown crime, right? Happening all the time, right? Right? Go on.
And he said unto him,
Right?
what is written in the law?
The Lord said,
What is written in the law?
Hey, and what is written in the law? Go on.
I'll read it now.
Right, did you not read it, man? Right? Verse 8. At the end of the day, my brothers, my family, hey, y'all are Israelites, man.
That's right!
And we gotta keep the law, statutes, and commandments, man. Right? Right, so I'm gonna give y'all a few commandments, man. Right? And they can choose to either stay or get on with the rest of your day. Right? Give me the book of Deuteronomy 14 and 3.
Bring it out, Hodc.
this is the book. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14 and verse 3.
Right. Get out!
Thou shalt not eat any abominable thing.
Right, so by us being the Israelites, man, right, God's chosen people, hey, we can't just eat any and everything that, we choose to see fit, man. Right, go on. Verse 8.
And the swine.
And the what?
And the swine.
All right, brother, what's swine, brother?
Hey,
Right there. Right, go on.
Because it divideth the hoof,
Right.
yet cheweth not the cud.
Right.
It is unclean unto you.
Right, it doesn't properly digest the food. Right, and it also it doesn't sweat, and it eats anything that you want to eat, right? So, pig, right, dead bodies, right, dead eggs, dead people carcasses, right, and it doesn't sweat. So, the meat is holding all those toxins and enzymes.
That's right!
And that is unclean beast, man. And the Lord, He said that we can't eat it. It's meant to be the darkness of the earth. Right. But when you look upon this society, man, right, what they got, man? Hey, bacon on everything, man. Right. Hey, you gotta put some bacon on there. You gotta put some bacon on chicken sandwich, man. Right. They don't put bacon on everything. It's a society, man. Ice cream. But this wicked society wants to put sin in the foundation to keep you at a lower state.
That's right.
Because in society. already knows as long as you are in sin, right? Hey, the Most High, He's not going to fight with you, man. Right? Like if you got a child with you, right? He keeps getting in trouble in school, right? You're not going to keep up. He's going to go up to the school and say, well, he's just like, I'm still a kid, man. Right? You're going to tell him. You tell him that, man.
That's right.
You're going to stop going to that for him, man. Right? And that's the same thing with the best, man. Right? Hey, you got to keep it in all sorts of commandments so that he can come back and fight for us in these last days, man.
Right.
Ye shall not eat of their flesh,
Right?
nor touch their dead carcass.
Right?
These ye shall eat of all that are in the water.
Right? The Lord has told us that in certain things that you can and you cannot eat, that's in the water.
That's right.
You know?
All that have fins and scales shall ye eat.
Read it again.
These ye shall eat of all that are in the water.
Right?
All that have fins and scales shall ye eat.
Right, so the only things that we can eat that comes out of the waters, it has to have fins and scales. Right? Like whiting, like salmon. Right, go on.
And whatsoever hath not fins and scales,
Right.
ye may not eat. It is unclean unto you.
Right, so and whatever has not fins and scales, right, like shrimp, right, like crab, like lobster, which these things are the filter system, right, of the water.
That's right.
That's right.
The damn harbor is green, black, and blue. That's right. And that pure water crystal time. Right? So in these last days, brother, right? Hey, it's profitable, for us to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, so that we can live and get the help of the body.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right, brother. I'm gonna give you a flyer, brother. Right? Get your brother a flyer. Right? Brother, hey, don't lose that, brother. That's got a key and vital information on it. It has YouTube channels on it, right? And the information for the school in case you and your family when they come and get edified in these last days.
That's right. Book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 21.
Bring it out.
And the mighty angel took up a stone, like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, "Thus with violence,
Thus with violence. Thus with violence.
That's what that cupcakes and lollipops, man.
Thus with violence.
shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all."
That's right, man. Hey, man, the Lord, man, has their doomsday set upon Babylon the Great, man.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Man, very swiftly, man. Right? Hey, just wait on it, man.
That's
right. Hey, it's intercontinental ballistic message pointed at this place right now.
That's right.
The Lord has his chariots and his death, and he's ready and set right now.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Right? Gather yourselves together.
The Lord said,
Gather yourselves together. Gather yourselves together.
Go on.
Gather together. Oh, nation, not desire.
Right? Hey, man, the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man, woman, and child, we are very much not desired in this place, man.
That's
right.
right.
It's very important for us to gather ourselves together, man. Right? Hey, come out and labor with your fellow brothers and sisters, man.
That's right.
Hey, if nobody else loves you in this world, man, hey, we do, man.
That's right. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as a calf, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you.
Before the what?
Before
the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you.
That's right.
The love, it's like the Lord, He's coming back with damn board games and hugs, man.
That's right. Before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you.
Hey, before the fierce anger of the Lord, Yahweh, by some my shot, woman like that shot comes back and destroys you, man.
That's right.
Before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you.
Right. And with that, I'm going to give all honor and glory to Yahweh. By some my shot, woman like that shot, screaming death to America, and come yourself!
Come yourself! Come yourself! Come yourself!
Come up and edify you. Shalom.
Shalom.
go, let's go.
First and foremost, we have from the dog of Brian have united with our brothers from the Watchmen of Israel.
That's right.
That's right. Importantly, with the house of David, we are once back again.
That's right.
Before and I'll say it again, when you see God's people coming together, please believe that it's not just a sign indeed, but the end of the world is coming.
That's right.
In Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Now, what you see before you, or what I can think back earlier today as I was traveling through Maryland, I saw a sign that said Black Information Network. Well, I'm here to inform you, this is the Israelite Information Network.
That's right.
We identify ourselves as black because it is a color in the crayon box.
That's right.
The part of the scriptures where we can identify ourselves as being called black solely and specifically, aside from the Old Testament, is inside Acts 13.
Bring it out, Doc.
Actually called the word nigger.
That's right.
Which means dark and is Latin for black. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 51. Chapter 58, verse 1.
Bring it out.
Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet. That's right. And show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Their what?
Their sins.
What you have to see before you is a nice big ship before you that represents the biggest curse that all Israelites talk about in Deuteronomy 28.
That's right.
You know why we fit the curses of Deuteronomy 28? Because what they called it back then in the time of slavery was tight packing and loose packing. How much they could use you for a profit, put you on the slave ships, fitting as much of you as they could on the slave ship, and then see how much of you can survive on a long way journey. You know what they did? They geniusly devised a plan that because they packed more of you on the slave ship, they had to make a less amount so that more of us could survive. You know what the sad part is? We have this great big sign before us, and we still don't know that we are God's lost people. All throughout the scriptures, we are referred to as sheep. The attributes of a sheep is the one thing about them being lost is because they need a shepherd. Our Lord and Savior said what? He was not sent but unto the lost sheep of the
house of Israel.
The reason why he was sent up to them being lost is because they do not know who they are today as the Israelites.
That's right.
That's Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. Matthew chapter 10 and verse 5. Because we are a lost people, we are the only people on this entire earth in need of a Savior. The big bastards that you see inside of the land of Israel today do not fit the description of being God's people.
That's right.
They don't because they come from the cave that Job the 30th chapter talks about. We had to teach them how to properly bathe and sanitize themselves. We had to teach them what the hell civilization is or what it actually means to be human. We had to teach them how to properly live and how to properly have etiquette amongst one another and actually give them, or in a sense, when we fell, they gained our riches, which was this book. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4.
Bring it out.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I'll cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
Well, you can clearly dictate and point out the people inside the land of Israel today don't look like they're serving enemies because they make up half of the world's billionaires.
That's
In
right.
case if any of you didn't know, they were also financing the slave trade and a lot of the slave ships that we came on over here. But they don't talk about that. When Israel shall discontinue from its heritage, it means you've lost your identity and you don't know who the hell you are anymore. You should not be a so-called black man calling himself by the name of African American, going back to two white men of where that actually comes from. That's oxymoronic due to the fact that you're on the complete contrary and opposite because you're greater than that opposite and self-said nation.
That's right.
I said it before in 2 Ezra 6-9, Esau is the end of the world.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
His kingdom is coming down. Why? Because you see the turmoil that is inside of America concerning this president.
Bring it out, brother.
Trump doesn't want to get out of office, and Biden is about to be inaugurated in, and guess what? America doesn't know what the hell to do.
That's right.
Well, guess what? Israel, I'm here to tell you, this is not your fight. This is not your battle because it's none of your damn business.
That's right.
Why it's none of your business? Because his kingdom is coming to an end, and yours is going to begin.
That's right. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
Well, guess what? We kindled the fire in the Lord's anger, and guess what? This nice big shit that you see here is just a sign of the fact of how we've gone into slavery. And now the shackles and the chains are on our minds mentally, and guess what? It's time to unfree them because it's time to wake the hell up.
That's right. That's right.
Read Matthew 10.
The book of Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 5. Bring it out. These 12 Yahweh sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Lost sheep of who?
Of the house of Israel.
He said, go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. The reason why you can see us in the slums, in the poorest of areas, in the urban areas, is because we are always for our own people first.
Right.
The Heavenly Father sent His Son, and He had to give people a message and only specifically tell them, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Get Micah chapter 2 and verse 10.
Bring it out.
Bring it
That's right.
The blacks, native, and Hispanic should not be worried about it because clearly you see Esau divided against Esau. These Edomites are upset that their beloved Trump is being removed from office. And guess what? I get to sit back and laugh because I remember how you caused division inside my communities.
That's right.
Guess what? It doesn't feel so damn good, does it? It doesn't feel so good when you see Deuteronomy 30 and 7 coming to pass, and now all these curses that came upon us are now falling on you.
That's right.
Kingdom as well.
Right.
That's why in God's life, we get to gladly have the last goddamn laugh. Because as you've been sitting back this whole damn time, persecuting us, locking us up, shooting us in the back, and doing everything else underneath the damn sun, well, guess what? Now it's your turn.
That's right. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 10.
Bring it out.
Arise thee and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction.
This is the advice God gave to His people, because this is not the land of your rest. In Jeremiah 5 and 19, you are going to ask the Lord, why have you been doing all these things unto us? You know why? Because you've been disobedient and now you're going to serve strangers in a land that is not yours.
Right.
That's the answer to that.
Right.
Because you're serving in the land of your captivity.
Right.
In this present time, you're supposed to be remembering yourself.
That's right.
Not according to what they call you today, not according to the slave identity that they gave you, but as the nation of Yasharallah, the children of Jacob.
Right.
Go ahead and read the
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 22.
Bring it out.
A great sound of battle is in the land.
That's right.
And of great destruction.
A great sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. I'm telling you, you don't need to be worried, you don't need to be crying, you need to be smiling, rejoicing that this man's kingdom is finally coming to an end.
That's right.
Finally be happy that everything that you've done, everything that you've went through, the trauma and the distress of every day that you are waking up, being oppressed and being livestock, slave and cattle inside the system, well, guess what? It's finally coming to an end. You can finally watch, gladly enjoy the fact that now everything that happened to you is not happening to him. What they don't tell you in the news is that they call us the minority. Well, we're not the minority anymore. Because in the coming years, the white population will actually be wiped out because they're becoming the minority.
That's
I bet a lot of you didn't know that. Just as much they're killing you with vaccines, reproductive health care, abortions, or whatever else the case is, all right?
Verse 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations?
Well, guess what? This is future prophecy I'm speaking on, and this is coming to pass because once you see a kingdom divided against itself, it will and cannot stand.
That's right.
That's right. See that this kingdom is coming to an end, you have to see resurrection happening because those are the signs God left to give you hope and faith to believe in His holy word
That's
of
right.
what's to come in these last days.
This is Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1.
Bring it out.
When you see the saints and the prophets of God coming together, man. When you see that the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets, you will see us prophesying and reading out of this damn book like an army that Ezekiel 37 talks about.
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together. Oh, nation not desired.
Black, Native, and Hispanic, when's the last time that you've been desired, man?
Bring it out,
When's the last time that you've been favored? When's the last time that anybody's asked you, how are you doing? Get Jeremiah 15 to 5. When's the last time anybody asked you, do you need anything? When's the last time the system has ever cared about you? Right. You know when they care about you? When they can use you for livestock.
That's right.
You know what they care about you? When they can use you for experiments.
Bring it out,
You know what they like you for? When they consider you to be fit to the person and you fit that place. You know what they like you for? Doing nothing and being nothing but a damn slave.
That's right.
A lot of you don't even know about the 13th Amendment. The 13th Amendment never abolished slavery. It just made a loophole for it. Because when you're locked up inside the system, you're a contractual slave. Right. The brothers and sisters that you're talking to over the phone about T-Mobile, your phone bill, a lot of this army equipment in here, that comes from people behind bars and they're making it for you. But a lot of you don't know you're still a slave inside the system with shackles on your minds that you need to break free from.
That's right. This is Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 5. For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem?
Who the hell has asked us how are we doing? When's the last time that you didn't watch a video every single damn week of a black native or Hispanic being gunned down by the police?
Right.
I've lost count at this point because the last video I watched, a man was simply pulling out his phone. He got shot out camera, and yet 2 more past men I've read about have died this week. I've lost count at this point, and guess what? It's left me frustrated, but at the same time, I'm happy because I can turn on the news, I can see white people revolt, and I can clearly see God can make this happen, and guess what? Their kingdom is coming for it.
Right.
Or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall aside to ask thou doest?
Well, guess what? I'm asking these all the same things because they for sure it's all in me. I know it's not us up here.
Right.
I'm not asking you how you're doing. I know how you're doing. You're not doing so good because your kingdom is falling, man.
That's right.
You're not doing so good because your own people are divided against one another.
Right.
You have to choose between this Cheeto that has a corn on the cob on his head, and then you have to choose between a president that has amnesia. Right. And you're telling me that between these two, I have to choose one president. I'd rather vote for Kanye. Right. At least if I vote for him, guess what? The Lord will come quicker because I know he's not capable of being the president.
Right.
Bring it up.
So concerning these last days of time, like I said, when you see the prophets of the Lord gathered together, when you see them together, understand that these last days are ahead.
That's right.
We have nothing more to speak on because this is the time that we should prophesy and speak. Get Isaiah chapter 62 verse 6.
Bring
We
it
talk
up.
about how we have to declare our sins to our people, Jacob. Well, guess what? We are speaking and we are crying aloud and not sparing the damn thing.
That's right. Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 24.
Bring it out.
I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art bound and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yahweh.
You have driven against Yahweh because you have driven yourself against his children. Obadiah is the one prophet out of the entire Bible that solely speaks on the destruction of Esau.
Right.
The so-called white.
Right.
We don't hate him here, but guess what? You have to understand the reason why we speak so much against him is because God does.
Right.
Guess who's the first person on the list that agreed to put everybody together, become confederate, and say, let us cut off the nation of Israel, that they may be no more remembered. The tabernacles of Eden.
Right.
You forgot that you are number one on God's capital list of vengeance, punishment, and wrath that is soon to come. That's right. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 62, verse 6.
Bring it out.
I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem.
So you can understand we are set nothing but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
That's
Right.
Which shall never hold their peace, day or night.
The sun is going down, and guess what? I don't have peace. That I have wrath that I need to let out because you need to hear the words of God, man.
That's right.
Yea, that makes mention of the Lord, keep not silent.
Do what?
Keep not silent.
One more time.
Keep not silent.
Go ahead.
And give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
You know why we have to make Jerusalem a praise in the earth? Because those are the people that are going to take the kingdom by force.
That's right.
David did it in his pastime, and guess what? Because nothing's new under the sun, it's going to happen again.
That's right.
There's a reason why in Isaiah 63, there's a certain man that came from Bozrah, and his garments dyed in blood.
That's right. Right.
In Zechariah, it talks about how Judah's the bow, and Ephraim is the arrow that is going to be shot into the nations, man. We have to take this nation by force because you know the white man is not going to do it. He's not going to do it.
Bring it out, Doc.
Anything that he's given us, it's always been with the price.
Right.
It destroys the heart according to Ecclesiastes 7:7. And I hope a lot of you aren't being bribed into taking this damn vaccine. I've read countless articles about how people have had anaphylactic shock. A lot of people have almost died from it, and people have already been dying from it.
That's right.
A lot of you don't even know that Joel 13 the verse says that they are physicians of no value.
That's right.
Right.
If they're physicians of value, they wouldn't have a vaccine court that pays out, that gives reimbursement payments to people that have either been injured, ill, or have died from vaccines. You know how much money they paid out? $4 billion. More money than the reparations you've never been given, though. Right. The homosexuals have been given reparations and rights faster than we have. We've been in captivity here for over 400 years.
Right.
You believe the audacity of that? Right. And they tell us to forget about slavery, but gladly leave these signs right in front of our face reminding us.
Right.
And don't think that we can forget. I'm here to tell you, God did it.
That's
Right.
Right. Let me show you the reciprocity of the Heavenly Father.
Bring it
Get
up.
Job chapter 4 and verse 6. Let me show you what the man that was ascribed to be perfect himself said about God. Because a lot of you think that you can either get away with what you're doing or you have gotten away with it and nothing's going to happen. Go ahead.
This is Job chapter 4, verse 6.
Bring it out.
It is not this thy fear, thy confidence, thy hope, and uprightness of thy ways. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished be innocent.
Whoever what?
Whoever perished be innocent.
Continue.
Oh, where were the righteous cut off?
Whoever perished being innocent. You know why all the nations are going to meet the Heavenly Father down in the valley of Yahweh Shabbat, the valley of judgment where he returns? Because you're not innocent of the things that you've done.
Right.
Esau's at the chief, at the top of the list in Psalms 83 of the Lord's enemies. But guess what? There's a nice long line of other nations too.
That's right.
You best believe it's not just one, but there's one chief one that outrules everybody else.
Right.
The fate of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. Our forefather Jacob held on to that heel to get that blessing, and guess what? You have to take it by force this time, Israelites.
Right.
He returns, we're going to take it by force because our older brother's not beheaded. A lot of Christians like to say, we stole the blessing. You moron, you didn't read that the elder shall serve the younger?
Right.
Your forefather, Zach the Father, he's that hairy that when Jacob suddenly came to Isaac, supposedly being him, he smelled him and said, you are my son Isaac, you are my son Esau. That's how smelly your forefather is?
Right.
That's how hairy, more hairy than Chewbacca that Jacob could deceive Isaac and take his blessing?
Right.
But a lot of you can't clearly read the scriptures and read between the lines. There's no other nation besides Israel that the Lord God has chosen.
That's right.
The promises, the giving of covenants, and the service of God belong to the Israelites.
That's right.
The seed of Abraham, of whom is the father of faith, was only passed down of covenant to Isaac to Jacob to the 12th time of Israel.
That's right. Now.
The book of Galatians, chapter 6 and verse 7.
Bring it out.
Be not deceived. Most High is not mocked.
Who's not mocked?
The Most High is not mocked.
But whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
So you can understand that when you're looking at the pictures, the signs here of everything that you see concerning our captivity, concerning our slavery, you can understand that the white man is not getting away with everything that he's done.
Right.
You can clearly see in this quote right here, I like this quote, because this man said one key thing that a lot of people didn't read. The Jews left their homeland black, they came back white.
Right.
Well, you best believe when you read the Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, the entire world is going to be expecting the white Jesus to return, and they're supposed to be shocked that a white Jesus is coming back for his own people. I have unfortunate news because if that's the case, I'm giving them 2 middle fingers and I'm running because that's not the case.
Right.
I know a black one is returning. I know a black one is coming because when he said, let us make man in our image, he took dust of the dirt of the ground, which was dark brown and dark black, and made man in his own image.
That's right.
Right.
That describes the Revelations is the author and the finisher of life. So if he made man in his own image, what do you think the first man looked like?
Right.
Right.
Black, native, and Spanish, he looked just like you.
That's right.
You're called everything derogative under the sun, underneath the curses, but please believe you are everything that you are pertaining to these scriptures. You are the children of Yahshua Allah, man.
That's
Right.
Children of the promise.
That's right.
Children of the seed of Abraham. Galatians, the 3rd chapter talks about. A lot of Christians like to interject that Gentiles or the foreign nations are inside the promises, but because they misunderstand and don't understand Paul, they don't understand that Paul was sent to the Israelites first.
That's right.
Because you don't understand, you misconstrue scriptures. You think that you can add people in there when this entire book pertains only and solely to the nation of Israel.
That's
Right.
Let me give you a nice fact about the concordance. The concordance mentions the name of Israel over 2,600 times inside the scripture. That's how important the nation of Israel is. And you think that you have no importance in that life, in this life, and in the next one, you actually do. When the kingdom is returned and restored to the nation of Israel, there's going to be 12 gates inside that paragraph.
Right.
It didn't say more than 12, it didn't say less. It said 12 gates for the nation of Yahshua.
Right.
If you don't fit that chart right there, then guess what? I'm sorry that you're a servant or a slave.
That's right.
Get Luke chapter 19 verse 27.
Bring it out.
Let me show you what our Lord and Savior said about those that choose not to serve and worship the Lord our God. Why do you think that he's some lovey-dovey guy with the rainbow and everything else? That's not the case. Right. I need to help y'all understand that the Lord our God we serve, he's 360. He's not 180.
Right.
Y'all didn't read John the 2nd chapter. We knew when he went around whipping people inside the damn temple. Right. Do not get a mistake. That white boy that you see in that picture is not the Christ written of inside the Bible.
Right.
Go ahead.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 19 and verse 27.
Bring it out.
But those my enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them
Before me.
Do what?
And slay them before me.
God told you to bring, or excuse me, the Son, told you to bring those that would not worship him and come slay them before him. If that's not establishing top dog status, I don't know what else to tell you.
Right.
I don't know what else to tell you concerning the God that's written of inside this book, because the one I worship and serve did not celebrate Christmas.
Right.
He did not tell us to celebrate any of these pagan holidays that are not written of inside the scriptures.
Right.
Much more importantly, when he was celebrating Easter, that's Pesach inside the concordance, which means he was celebrating and commemorating Passover.
That's right.
What you celebrate inside your churches today and what they teach you is not the truth. We have the truth. You know why we have the truth? Because we preach the true Christ.
That's right.
We preach the man written up inside Revelation. We preach the man that's inside the New Testament that came in the volume of the book. We preach the man that was sent by the Heavenly Father. We don't do that or nothing but that because we care about you, your souls, and your salvation. We don't care about filling our own pockets with money. We don't care about taking things from you.
Right.
Right.
If you didn't even notice, when this whole coronavirus pandemic hit last year, churches shut down, but they kept their cash out full. But yet you see the prophets of God up here, and you can see us past sundown still preaching, telling our people, come back to God before it's too late.
That's right.
Your pastors will not be out here.
Right.
Your religious leaders will not tell you to come back to God on the day. Your religious leaders will not tell you to stop filling their cash outs. A lot of them believe that if they fly planes and if they're in jets, they can be closer to God. I'm not even understanding how that works. There are certain scriptures you need to understand and read. Understanding and reading between the lines that pertain solely to the fact that God's people are not just the blacks, but the natives and Hispanics. That's right.
Right.
You know why we're related and why we're his people? Because we're the most hard-headed. Get Luke chapter 2 and verse 30. What you need to understand is that in these last days and in these captivities, God said prophecies are going to come to pass, and there are things you're going to say pertaining to the predicament that you're in concerning his people. Get Jeremiah chapter 4 verse 22. Go ahead.
Bring it out, Bring it out.
Chapter 2, verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivity,
Where?
But in the land of their captivity. But in the land of their captivity.
they shall remember themselves.
In the land of their captivity, they shall remember themselves. You know how you're supposed to remember yourself? Because there's evident signs like that you're supposed to see and then remember my ancestors were on those ships.
Right.
You're supposed to look at signs out like that and realize a prophet by the name of Willie Lynch, I'll say, lightly in that manner. Because this man said over 300 years ago, if you use these tactics specifically, and solely to oppress your slaves, I promise they'll be yours for another 300 years. And a lot of you don't see still today inside the system, we are still slaves. But according to the Bible, we're supposed to be the children of God, man. In the land of your captivities, you shall remember yourselves. And the land of your captivity, wake up to who you are and come back to your nationality and your heritage. You are not a color in a crayon box, and you are not most definitely from a rich boy.
Right.
Go ahead.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, and verse 22.
Bring it out.
For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are Sodom's children.
Here, what?
They are Sodom's children.
And they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil.
Here, what?
They are wise to do evil.
But to do good, they have no knowledge.
To do good, they have no knowledge. You know why we're still oppressed, why we're still killing each other, and why we're still in this predicament? Because we are wise to do evil, but to do good, we have no knowledge, man.
Right.
The Lord told you in 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3, it's not a grievous thing to keep his commandments. It's not a grievous thing for you to love your neighbor. It's not a grievous thing for you to stop stealing. It's not a grievous thing for you to stop pimping out your sister.
Right.
It's not a grievous thing for you to care about your own communities, man. You know why all of our black leaders before us failed? Why nothing ever worked? Because we didn't have the Lord our God behind us.
Right.
Get Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 10.
Bring it out.
Let me help you understand why you see the men of the Lord, these prophets from these three separate groups, coming together today, or tonight I should say, and preaching the word of God unto you. Get Romans chapter 10 and verse 17.
Bring it out. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 37 and verse 10.
Bring it out.
So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet.
What did they do?
And they stood up on their feet.
An exceeding great army.
An exceeding what?
An exceeding great army.
When you see God's prophets awakening, when you see them prophesying, when you see them speaking out the book,
Bring it out,
when you can ask them questions, when there's no filter on the scriptures because we preach nothing that's of the scriptures and nothing that comes from the scriptures, it's the end times. It's the end times because when you clearly indicate and you could clearly pinpoint everything that's happening and going on in these end times and in these last days pertaining to this kingdom, it's your time to rise, Yasha Allah.
Right.
There's a reason why when Israelites come together, we say, Kwam Yasha Allah.
That's right. That's right.
Go ahead.
This is Romans chapter 10, verse 17. Bring it out. So that faith cometh by hearing.
How does faith come?
So that
Faith
faith
comes by hearing.
What else is faith?
And hearing by the word of God.
By the what?
By the word of God.
The word of God. This is the word of God due to the fact that you see his prophets clearly interpreting and breaking down scriptures line upon line, precept upon precept as we are supposed to. We're not preaching and telling you because we want to do it out of our own hearts. We're doing it because that's the truth and that's what's always going to stand. Get Romans chapter 13 and 11 before I one.
Bring it out. This is Romans chapter 13, verse 11. Bring it out. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake. That now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than what we believe.
That is what?
Nearer than what we believe.
So, before I pass, what I want to say is this. When you see a group of men like this congregated together, the watchmen of Israel, Ram Gadol Kabarim, the house of David, understand that in these last days of time, you need to wake up, Yasha Allah, because your time is coming. When you see Esau's kingdom falling, it's because your redemption draws nigh.
Right.
The more they fight, the more they protest, the more you hear about insurrection, guess what? That's God telling you, I am almost coming. I am almost on my way. But when I get the message from the Heavenly Father, I am coming to redeem you out of your captivity.
That's right.
With that, I say death to America and Kwam Yasha Allah!
Come Yashala. Come Yashala. Come Yashala. Whoa. Huh.
I'd like to thank the brothers from Israel, Kwam, the brothers from Ram Gadol Kabarim, and I'm from the house of David. We're here in Baltimore. We're here to drop the word and keep up the whole size of pleasure to see the young men, to give me strength, to give me glory to see the young men continuing to hold this torch down.
That's right.
Give all praise and credit to the young men that's doing this job. I congratulate all these young brothers that's holding this torch down.
That's right.
Right.
To see the young brothers doing this work, just rejoice. To see that all the years that we put in, the Most High still left the young men to carry on this great job.
That's right.
And we have to give the Most High praise and honor for what he has done for these young men, to give them the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and the fortitude to persevere in these last and perilous times.
That's right.
All right? Because we're living in the most perilous times of our life. And the Most High is going to bring his wrath and his judgment upon this place called Babylon the Great.
Right.
And it behooves our people that we take heed to what the Most High is doing and all the events that's being unfolded throughout the city, throughout Washington, D.C., and throughout all the different cities and states in America. Because the Most High judgment is upon America.
That's right.
It's prophecies being unfolded. The Most High is showing his wrath.
Why? Because America has dealt unjustly with the people of the Most High. So now the Most High is bringing forth his wrath and his judgment. Hold it and get me Deuteronomy 30:7. Like the Most High said, all the curses he put upon us, he's going to reverse those curses.
That's right.
And put those curses back upon our enemies.
Right.
And that's the time we're living in.
Bring it out.
And it behooves our people to see with their eyes what the Most High is doing.
That's right.
All right? And stop taking the side of the enemy and come on the side of the Most High.
That's right.
And watch the Most High do what he's supposed to do. The Most High said he will never fail us. But we must return back unto the Most High.
That's
the Most
right.
High said, return back unto me, O Israel, and I'll return back unto you. Read Deuteronomy 30:7.
Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 7.
Bring it out.
And the Most High, thy power, will put all these curses upon thine enemies.
Stop right there. So the Most High, thy God, the Most High, which is our power, he said he will put all these curses upon our enemies.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And on them that hate thee.
And he's going to put these curses upon our enemies that hate us.
That's right.
The Most High sure is going to put all these curses upon our enemies that hate us.
That's right.
Continue.
Which persecute thee.
Which persecute us. They persecuted us, and they're still persecuting us to this very present day.
That's right.
Continue.
And thou shalt return and obey the voice of the Most High.
And that's what we have to do as a people, and as a nation of people. We have to return and obey the voice of the Most High. Right?
That's right.
From there, go to Matthew, the 10th chapter, the 34th verse.
Bring it out.
Matthew 10:34. Get me Luke 12:49. All right? So what we're doing out here, as these three different camps, we came together.
That's right.
As a unit and unity as brothers.
That's right.
To show Israel that Israel is unified as long as what? We keep the commandments.
That's right.
We obey the Most High.
That's right.
We know who we are. We know who the kingdom is for. And we know that we're going to take the kingdom.
That's right.
The saints shall take the kingdom.
That's right.
They shall take the kingdom.
That's right.
The Most High promised us that kingdom. All right? Read Matthew 10:34.
Matthew chapter 10 and verse 34.
Bring it out.
Think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
And this is what Christ, the Messiah, said, whom the world called Jesus Christ. Christ said, think not that I'm come to send peace on the earth.
Right.
So why is the people of the earth looking for peace?
That's right.
Because they're deceived.
That's right.
Read that verse again.
Think not that I am come to send peace
Peace on earth.
And these are the words of Jesus Christ himself.
Right.
Right? These are the words of whom you call Yahushua HaMashiach.
Right.
His true name, HaMashiach Yahushua.
That's right.
Read that verse again.
Think not that I am
Come to send peace on earth.
That's what he said. Think not that I'm come to send peace on the earth.
That's right.
Okay?
I came not to send peace,
He said, I came not to send peace,
but a sword.
but a sword. And that's what he's bringing upon this earth. A sword. Destruction. Continue.
For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother.
And that's what's going to happen in your own household, amongst your own family.
Right.
That's it on that. Go to Luke 12 and 49.
The book of Luke, chapter 12 and verse 49.
Bring it out.
I am come to send fire on the earth.
And that's what Christ said. I have come to send
Fire.
on the earth.
That's right.
And that fire is coming.
That's
right. And the Most High loves fire.
Right.
You know why? Because the Most High said he destroyed the first earth with water. And he said, this time, he's not going to destroy it with water. He said, the heavens and the earth, which are reserved, is preserved for the day of fire.
Right.
That's right. All right? And we can show you those scriptures.
That's
the
right.
Most High said he's going to bring fire upon this earth. And that fire is already here.
That's right.
When he comes, he's going to bring more fire. Bring
it out.
Like Capleton said, fire, fire, fire.
Right. Right.
The Most High is that fire God. The Most High loves fire.
That's right.
Fire is a purifier of all things.
Right.
Read that verse again.
I am come to send fire on the earth.
Earth.
That's what Christ said. I have come to send
Fire on the earth.
Fire. Go ahead.
And what will I, if it be already
already kindled. And he said, what if it's already kindled? And that fire is kindled already. Where is that fire kindled? In those nuclear missiles.
Right.
In those nuclear missiles.
That's right.
All right? When that word is given, those missiles going to be shot from the ends of the earth.
Right.
All right? And that fire is kindled already. Continue.
Verse 50. But I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how if I strain till it be accomplished?
Right, and it's going to be accomplished. It's going to be accomplished. Continue.
Verse 51. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth.
And that's what Christ said. Suppose ye that you think I've come to send peace on the earth.
No.
Don't think he's coming to bring peace on the earth.
That's right. That's right.
Because America is divided and it will never be united again.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
That's right. America will never be united again.
That's right.
That's right.
Oh, get me Matthew 12 and 25. I want you to read it.
I tell you, nay.
Christ said, I tell you,
Nay.
I tell you, nay, which is no. I didn't come to send peace on the earth. Continue.
But rather
Division.
But rather division. And that's what's coming in the earth, and that's what's in the earth.
That's right.
Right.
Every man shall return back to his old people.
That's right.
That's what's coming on the earth.
Bring it out.
All right? Matthew 12, 25.
Matthew chapter 12, verse 25.
Bring it out.
And Yahushua knew their thoughts.
Now he was speaking to our people, which were the Sadducees and the Pharisees,
Right.
which were the elders and rulers of Israel.
That's right.
Continue.
And said unto them,
And he said unto them,
every kingdom divided against itself,
every kingdom divided against itself, just like we were divided 2,000 years ago, America is divided today.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Republicans against Democrats.
Right.
Liberals against conservatives.
Right.
And that's your biggest problem.
That's right.
Continue.
every kingdom divided against itself
Every kingdom divided against itself
is brought to desolation.
is brought to desolation.
Right.
At last, it will be destroyed. That's right. Continue.
And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand.
It shall not stand. Every city or house that's divided against itself shall not stand.
Right.
Like America. It can't stand. Continue.
And if Satan cast out Satan,
Check this out. And if Satan casts out Satan, Satan cannot cast out Satan.
Right.
So if Satan casts out Satan,
he is divided against himself.
and they are divided against himself, just like America.
Right.
Divided, and the war is on. It's on.
Right.
All right? And all we have to do is watch the Mossad bring forth his prophecies.
That's right.
Any black person getting involved in what's taking place in the White House, the Mossad will make an example of you.
That's
Right.
Continue.
How shall then his kingdom stand?
How then shall Satan's kingdom stand? It cannot stand.
Right.
Continue.
And if by Beelzebub,
That's it. So the Most High is showing us what he's doing in the earth. Get me 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter in the
Bring it
Bible
out.
book.
Bring it out.
First. The Most High is showing the signs of prophecies in the earth. That's what's coming in the earth. Prophecies.
That's right.
All right? These are not just mere events. You might say it's a conspiracy theory. Well, yeah. Conspiracy, if it's a conspiracy theory, it's also done by the Most High that's using the world leaders to bring about these events.
Right.
Right? The Most High said he works through the minds of the kings of the earth.
That's right.
He said kings rule by my decree.
Right.
All right? The Most High said he sets up the kingdoms in the earth.
No.
All right? Every kingdom that's been established in this earth has been established by the Most High.
Right.
For his purpose. All right? Get me Revelation 4:11. Right? 2nd Ezra 15:1.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
And that's what the Most High wants us to do. He wants us to speak in the ears of his people the words of prophecy.
That's right.
Who are the Most High people? The nation of Israel.
That's right.
So-called black man America that calls himself Afro-American.
Right.
Black man, Caribbean, Ethiopian, Egyptian, all these different names that you call yourself by. You are the children of Israel in exile.
Right.
You are the people of the Most High still in captivity. So the Most High says, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
Right.
So the Most High is bringing forth his prophecy in the earth. Read that verse again.
Behold, speak thou in the ears of thy people the words of prophecy.
And that's what we're doing now. We're speaking the words of prophecy. That's the main event that's taking place in the earth. Continue.
Which I will put in thy mouth.
And that's what the Most High is putting in our mouth. All the men that's up here in these camps, the Most High is putting the words of prophecy in our mouth.
Right.
Right? The Most High said, desire the greatest gift, but to prophesy is one of the greatest things.
That's right.
All right? Prophesy the Most High's words of what he's going to do. Continue.
Saith the house.
Saith the Most High Yahweh.
Right.
Right? Because the Most High word is going to stand. Right? Continue.
And cause them to be written in paper.
And they were written in paper, which is called the Bible today.
Right.
The Most High words was written on paper, which is called today the Bible.
That's right.
Biblios, books. All right? So the Most High words is written on paper. So there's no excuse for people to say, well, I don't believe that. The Most High left it here as what? Records. As evidence. Continue.
For they are faithful and true.
And the Most High said his words and his prophecy are faithful and true.
That's right.
Every word, every prophecy will come to pass.
Right.
The Most High said none of his words fail.
Right.
The last word's going to come to pass.
Right.
Hold on, give me Isaiah 55 and 8. Where the
Teach.
Most High said none of his words shall 55 and 10? Yeah, 55 and 10.
Teach. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 55 and verse 10.
Bring it out.
As the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven.
So the Most High is giving an example. As the rain comes down, as the snow comes down from heaven. The Most High is very descriptive of what he does. He's giving an example. Just as the rain comes down from heaven and the snow comes down from heaven. Go ahead.
And returneth not thither.
And return not thither, because when it comes out, it doesn't return back up. Continue.
But watereth the earth.
But watereth the earth, and waters the entire earth, the grass, the field. It waters the entire earth. Continue.
And maketh it to bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater.
Right, so it causes farmlands to produce crops.
Right.
Food for mankind. That's right. Continue.
So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth.
Check this out. The Most High says, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of his mouth.
That's right.
Whatever the Most High says. Read that part again.
Verse 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth.
That's right.
It shall not return unto me void.
The Most High said, his words shall not return unto him void.
Right.
It shall not return void. Continue.
But it shall accomplish that which I please.
And the Most High says it's going to accomplish that which he pleases. It's going to be done. So be it, so said, so shall it be done.
That's right.
Just like the angel said, they raised them up to heaven, and they have sworn and said, this is it.
This is it.
And he put his foot upon the water, upon the earth. And he said, as he lived, he shall be no more. That's right. All right? So when the Most High have sworn an oath or put forth his words, it's going to be done. There's more to it. Continue.
And it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent
And
thee.
the Most High says it's going to prosper in the place and to whereto he sent it. So the Most High word is going to prosper.
Bring it
and whatever
out.
he says is going to be done.
That's right.
All right? Revelation 4:11.
Revelation chapter 4 and verse 11.
Bring it out.
Thou art worthy, O Adawan.
See, the Most High is worthy. The Most High is worthy to receive what?
To receive glory.
The Most High is worthy to receive glory.
That's right.
And the Most High gets all glory.
That's right.
Man
Right.
doesn't get no damn glory.
That's right.
The Most High Yahweh gets the glory.
That's right.
Continue.
To receive glory
To receive glory
and honor
and honor
and power.
and
Power.
That's the Most High has the power. That's the Most High has the power. Continue.
For thou hast created all things, and for thy pleasure They are and were created.
And that's why the Most High did these things, for the Most High's pleasure.
Right.
All these things you see in the earth was created for the Most High's pleasure.
Right.
But the Most High has a particular pleasure that he loves. And the Most High takes pleasure in what? In his people, the children of Israel.
That's right.
We are the Most High's glory. And we have to return back to the Most High and show the Most High his glory and his honor.
That's right.
That's our job as a nation.
That's
to
right.
show the Most High what he has done in the earth, to show his praises, and to acknowledge that the Most High is the power in the earth, and there is a God in the earth.
Right.
The Most High is going to show there is a God in the earth very soon.
Bring it out.
That's right. Continue reading on. You got apocryphal.
That's right.
Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 3.
Bring it out.
Bro.
Fear not the imaginations against thee.
So the Most High said, don't fear the imagination against you. When you go out to prophesy and show our people the words of the Most High, don't fear the imaginations. All right, continue.
Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee.
Don't let the incredulity of the people, the disbelief of the people trouble you.
That's right.
Don't let their, gainsaying, we don't believe. Most High said, don't let that trouble you.
Right.
Just bring forth the Most High prophecies.
That's
and
right.
they will see it in due time. The
Right.
Most High said, when his hand is lifted up, then they're going to see it's the judgment of the Most High.
That's right.
The Most High said, when his praise is in the earth, all nations going to recognize that the Most High is the power.
Bring it out.
But because the Most High hand is slack right now on the earth, people said there's no God.
Right.
There can't be no God. If there's a God, why does he allow all this evil in the earth? See? Why? That's a good question. We'll tell you very soon on why. Why the Most High allows the evil in the earth. It's plain and simple. Because the wicked is ruling.
Right.
The wicked is ruling, and the righteous is not in authority. Go to
right.
Proverbs 19 and 2. When the wicked are ruling, wicked and evil decree goes forth. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Right.
So when you see all the evil in the earth, it's because the wicked is ruling the earth.
Right.
The earth is given into the hands of the wicked.
Right.
All right, continue.
That speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
Check that out. The Most High said, all the what?
Oh, the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
That's a heavy statement. All the unfaithful shall die in their unbelief.
That's right.
The Most High said, in order to please the Most High, you must have faith.
Right.
Without faith, it's impossible to please the Most High.
Right.
The Most High said, all the unfaithful shall die in their unbelief. All right? And this is not no mere just words. These are actual words of the Most High.
Right.
That's going to be played out in the earth. Read Proverbs 19 and 2.
Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2.
Right.
When the righteous are in authority.
So, this is the question I pose. Why, people say, if there's a God, why is there evil in the earth? This is one of the reasons why.
That's
Read
right.
again.
When the righteous are in authority,
When the righteous are in authority,
the people rejoice.
the people rejoice. Read on.
But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
That's the problem. The wicked is in rule, is in control of the earth. Job 9:24.
That's right.
Plain and simple. Job 9:24.
That's right.
When the wicked bear rules, the people mourns. Not only the people, but the animals.
Right.
Nature itself mourns. All right? Because the wicked is in authority. Job 9:24.
Job chapter 9 and verse 24.
No.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The second reason, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Continue.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
And he covers the faces of the judges. Who are the faces of the judges? The children of Israel.
Right.
How
Right.
did he cover your face? Just by putting up false white images.
Right.
All right? Rewriting history. All right? That's what he did. He changed the true historical images of the true Israelites and put his false images up.
Right.
Scripture says the wicked is ruling the earth, and he covers the faces of the judges. We are the true judges of the earth.
Right.
But we fell short of doing the Most High's job. So therefore, the Most High punished us and put us into the hands of the wicked. Continue.
If not, where and who is he?
So if the white man is not the wicked, where and who is he? Right? You tell the Most High who's the wicked then, if he's not the wicked.
That's right.
Right? Continue.
Second Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 5.
Behold,
Behold, saith Jehovah, I will bring plagues upon the world.
That's what the Most High is bringing. He's bringing plagues. And those plagues are going to be what? Diseases, uprising.
Bring it out!
Nuclear destruction. All right? Those plagues, the multitude of things that the Most High is going to bring upon us.
That's right!
Sedition, division, uprising, anarchy, civil unrest. All right? These are all the things that the Most High is going to bring into earth. And when we get more down to the scripture, it's going to tell you what's going to take place in the very near future. It tells you it's going to be sedition among men. And that's what's coming to America. Sedition.
That's right.
All right?
That's right.
Your people is going to rise up against the government, against the political officials, law enforcement, and it's going to be great insurrection amongst the people.
right.
Continue.
The sword, famine, death, and destruction. For the wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
And this is the reason why the Most High is bringing all these plagues.
Teach.
The wickedness have exceedingly polluted the earth.
Bring it up!
The earth is in wickedness.
That's right.
Continue.
And their hurtful works are fulfilled.
And all their hurtful words are fulfilled. All
That's
their
right.
hurtful works. Everything that they desire to do, their imagination, what they think to do, is being fulfilled. Here you have today, you have the changing of sexes.
Bring it out.
Transgender.
Bring it out.
Men changing their sexes to women,
Bring it
and
out.
women changing to men.
Right.
Don't you know this was prophesied was going to happen? The Most High prophesied this was going to happen. That in these last days, men would change their sex to women, and women would change their sex to men.
That's right.
All right? That's in the Apocrypha, the Wisdom of Solomon. All right? Solomon prophesied this was going to happen. He called it Wisdom of Solomon. I think it's
Second Ezra chapter 5. That's Sodom and sea shall
right,
cast out
one
the
that
fish.
Solomon spoke about, he said the changing of time. All right? Solomon spoke about that.
Khan.
14 and 26.
I think it's in 20...
14, 26.
14, yeah, 1426.
Right.
Yeah. Got it? Touch on that. Yeah, read that. Yeah. Let me touch on that. Yeah, read it. Yeah.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 26.
Behold,
Disquieting of good men. Disquieting of good men. Continue. Forgetfulness of good terms.
Forgetfulness of good turns.
Defiling of soul.
Defiling of souls. How does one defile his soul? When you go against the Most High and you change your the sex, or you become profane.
That's
right.
You become perverse.
That's right.
In your lifestyle. Continue.
Changing of kind.
Changing of kind. What does that mean?
Bring it out.
Changing of your sex.
right.
Changing from man to woman to man.
Bring it out.
Continue.
Disorder in marriages.
Disorder in marriages. Continue.
Adultery.
Adultery.
And shameless uncleanness.
And shameless uncleanness. So
up.
that's the time that we live in.
That's
That's
right.
why the Most High said in 2 Ezra, it said all their hurtful works are fulfilled.
Teach.
All their wicked deeds are fulfilled.
up.
We are the height. This is the height of all wickedness.
That's right.
You
Right.
can't get no higher than this.
Bring it up.
That's why the Most High told Abraham, he said, until the fullness of the Amorites be fulfilled. So now we're at the apex of America's wickedness.
That's right.
It can't get no more wicked than this.
No.
This is it.
Bring it out.
This is the end. This is it.
Right.
It's kaput.
Right.
Read that verse again.
Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 6.
Behold,
Wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
That's the wickedness that's polluting the earth. This transgender BS.
That's right.
Homosexuality.
That's right.
All right? Wickedness have exceedingly polluted the earth. Continue.
And their hurtful works are fulfilled.
And all their hurtful works are fulfilled.
That's
They're
right.
doing what they want to do with pride.
Hey.
With no shame.
That's right.
Continue.
Therefore, said the house, I will hold my tongue
no more. So the Most High, he's not going to hold his tongue no more.
That's right.
The Most High is not going to hold his peace no more.
That's
the Most
right.
High said, I've long time holding my peace.
Right.
He said, now shall I travail.
Right.
Now he's going to travail like a woman that's in pain.
Right.
The Most High, he's not going to hold his peace no more.
That's right.
Continue.
As touching their wickedness,
As touching their wickedness,
which they profanely commit.
They don't give a damn. They have no shame.
Bring
And
it
they
out.
love it. They
That's
love
right.
it.
That's
they
right.
take pride in it. Continue.
Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves.
Right. So the Most High is going to put an end to it. And all praises to the Most High is going to put an end to wickedness.
That's right.
Continue.
Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me.
Right. So the Most High said the innocent and righteous blood is crying out unto the Most High.
Right.
The innocent and righteous blood of our people is crying out to the Most High and asking the Most High for justice.
Bring it out.
To bring his vengeance.
That's right.
But the Most High is going to hear our prayers.
Right.
The Most High says, in acceptable times, I've heard thee. Right? And this is the acceptable time. Why? Because we're at the end of our punishment.
That's
right.
This is the end of our punishment. All praises to the
All
Most High.
All praises.
More praises to our scripture. Step down. Let the speaker come up and say all praises to the Most High.
That's right.
And the souls of the just complain continually.
The Most High said the souls of the just complain continually. The righteous is complaining to the Most High
Right.
every day
That's
for
right.
justice. And the Most High is going to bring that justice. Continue.
And therefore, saith Yahweh, I will surely avenge them.
Right. The Most High says surely going to avenge the blood of our people that have been shed in this country. Right? The Most High is going to avenge us. Continue.
And receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them.
That's right.
Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter.
And that's our people. We're led like a sheep to the slaughter. Right? We're killed every day, we're slaughtered, we're butchered. All right? And nobody cares, nobody give a damn.
Right.
Right? So the Most High said we're led like a sheep to the slaughter. Continue.
I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt.
The Most High showing you again, He's not going to suffer us to dwell in the land of Egypt.
That's
Right.
Egypt is not talking about Northeast Africa.
Right.
It's talking about spiritual Egypt, which is America.
Right. That's right.
Continue.
Verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm.
Check that out. That's a future promise. The Most High said, I will bring them with a stretched out hand, and He's going to deliver us. And that's what we're looking for.
That's right.
Deliverance.
That's right.
The day that the Most High sent Yahushua the angels to redeem His people.
That's
from
right.
captivity.
That's right.
So with that, I'll say shalom.
Shalom.
All right? And all praises to the Most High, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
That's right.
And rise, Israel.
Come Yashala. Come Yashala. Come Yashala.
You have HODC come out here. These brothers dropped you heavy meat. I'm gonna reverse you. I'm gonna give you a little milk with cornbread in it.
That's right.
That's right. We did Leviticus 26.
Bring it out.
14, 17. Right. The problem that most of you are having as so-called black people is that you don't see yourself in this book. You have been taught to avoid this book. You have been taught that white people are a part of this book. They're part of this book, but the portion of their book, the book they're in, is their destruction.
That's right.
This is your key to the eternal kingdom. This is your key to unlock the door of destruction of this country. And you have to read it. You have to see yourself in this book in order for that to start. Before I get that, give me what did I get? Give me Romans 10 and 2.
Bring it out.
Right? Let's bring that out first.
The book of Romans, chapter 10, and verse 2.
Bring it out.
For I bear them record, right? This is Paul, who you like to want to all the time.
That's
You
right.
don't understand Christ.
Get up.
Paul. Right? Paul is a follower of Christ. He does not contradict it.
That's right.
That's where you show your folly. But go ahead.
For I bear them record.
For I bear them record. Go
They
ahead.
have a zeal of God.
So you as Christians, and every denomination you're in, you have passion for the Most High, but what?
But not according
To knowledge.
But not according to knowledge.
That's right.
You feel, but you don't understand. That's what Paul is telling you. You got the feeling of the Most High, but you don't understand. That's that remnant of that spirit that he left in you, but you won't open the book to seek that knowledge.
Right.
So when we went against the Most High, us, black people, every time you hear the term black, think Israel. Every time you hear African American, think Israel. Anytime you hear something related to your black skin or your heritage, or Latino, think Israel.
Right.
This is what we did against the Most High. What did I give Leviticus?
The book of Leviticus, chapter 26 and verse 14. But if ye will not hearken unto me.
So this is what he's saying to his people, to Israel. If you will not hearken unto me, if you won't listen to what I'm saying, listening right now goes to reading this book.
That's right.
There's a point in time where we had communication with the Most High, but we didn't listen. So now we have the word. And when men of God speak, you don't listen. That's why you have no knowledge. Go ahead.
And will not do all these commandments.
Will not do. Do is an action. You will not do the commands that I gave you.
And if ye shall despise my statutes.
So if you despise my statutes, statutes are law within the commandment. They're action in the commandment. If you despise my statutes.
Or if your soul abhor my judgments.
If your soul abhors my judgments. Think about that. You know the Most High controls the world. You know the Mashiach controls everything. And you look around and you hate the destruction.
That's right.
You look around and you hate the revenge he's taking. You hate the hurricanes. And you hate the earthquakes. Read that again.
Or if your soul abhor my judgment.
That is his judgment.
Right.
You hate them. You hate them because you are against them. Because
right.
if you were with them, you would love what's happening.
That's right.
You wouldn't rejoice, but you would love what's happening because your redemption is coming through that destruction.
That's right.
So that ye will not do all my commandments.
Go ahead.
But that ye break my covenant.
That you break my covenant. Meaning with you, so-called black, Latino, all the nations or under Israel, if you break the agreement that we had, the covenant, a covenant between two or more people, go ahead.
I will also do this unto you.
I will do things to you since you hate these things. Go ahead.
I will even appoint over you terror.
I will appoint over you terror. The nations from the day we were in Israel and taken out from Babylon, Egypt, and all these nations, all the way up to Greece and America, he appointed terror over us. They firebombed our houses. Right. They took the women and cut the babies out of their stomach. They forced the men and pulled them apart. That is appointing terror over his people.
Right.
That changes the idea that you thought the preacher gave you of who the Most High was. Go ahead.
Consumption.
Consumption, right? You are starting to eat away. You are decaying. That is consumption, go ahead.
And the burning ague.
And the burning ague or the awe. You are consumed with fever that is consuming your eyes. Go ahead.
That shall consume the eyes and cause sorrow of heart.
And cause sorrow of heart. You are crying because of these diseases that have come to you. You are crying because of the terror that has come to you because you break the covenant of the Most High God.
No, and ye shall sow your seed in vain.
And you will sow your seed in vain. Everything we put our hands on this country gets destroyed. People love to talk about, oh yeah, but we had Black Wall Street. It was destroyed.
Right.
The same people we are in captivity to. Had. Read that line again.
And ye shall sow your seed in vain.
It is in vain. All the work we do here without the will of the Most High is in vain. It gets turned to nothing.
Right.
And not only the seed of what you put your hands in, but your children. It's the same thing. Sowing the seed in vain. You have monsters that are coming up and causing havoc in the earth. So we're sowing our seed in vain. We're trying to make them great people, but they go off to wickedness because we have a zeal for God and not knowledge. If we knew who He was, we would know how to direct our children. Go ahead.
For your enemies shall eat it.
For your enemies shall eat it. We're going to find out who our enemies are. So your enemies shall eat it. They shall take, they shall consume and destroy what you have. Go ahead.
And I will set my face against you.
And I will set my face against you. So this is why you as a Christian or whoever you think you are, you pray and things are unheard. Because you broke the covenant and the Most High has now turned his face against you. Is that all I got for that? Go ahead.
And ye shall be slain before your enemies.
And you will be killed before your enemies, in front of them, because of this. Go ahead.
They that hate you shall reign over you.
They that hate you shall reign over you.
Bring it out, Doc.
Do we own or run anything in this country? Not at all. They that hate you will reign over you. What is happening? We are getting killed in the streets, and we are being murdered. We are under the subjection of our enemies. They that hate you will reign over you.
Right.
You haven't even figured out that these people hate you.
That's right.
Right.
And ye shall flee when none pursueth you.
And you run when none pursueth you because you're always scared of this man coming. You commit a crime 2 days ago, you're worried about the police coming, but you should be, because you should be breaking the law first. Right? That's it for that. Give me that. Jeremiah 16.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16 and verse 10. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt shew this people all these words, and they shall say unto thee, wherefore hath the Lord pronounced all this great evil against thee?
So, and it shall come to pass that, and one day we're going to show the people all the words of this book. Go ahead. We got to get to the top.
And it shall come to pass when thou shalt shew this people all these words.
So when we show the people the scriptures, to give them the understanding, go ahead.
And they shall say unto thee, wherefore hath the Lord pronounced all this great evil against us?
So they're going to say, why did the Lord do this to us? And this is why we're out here, to give you the understanding of why this happened to you and how you're supposed to come out of this. Go ahead.
Or what is our iniquity, or what is our sin that we have committed against the Lord our God?
Right, so what do we do to the Most High to make him come at us like this? You broke this covenant. Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 11, then shalt thou say unto them, because your fathers have forsaken me, saith the Lord, and have walked after other gods.
So your forefathers have forsaken me and walked after other gods. You served other gods. You went contrary to the Most High. A lot of you like to say today, nah, I'm not my ancestors. You're not. You're worse than them.
That's
right.
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 Bring
it up. Got a connection to the Most High. Right. You're not your ancestors. We're trying to get you back to the point of being your ancestors in their greatest place, not at their worst.
Right. Okay? And have served them, and have worshipped them.
So we serve other gods. We serve wood and stone. Right. We serve idols. We serve vehicles. We serve material. We serve everything but the Most High God. We serve the enemy that's over us. Go ahead.
And have forsaken me, and have not kept my law.
So you forsake the Most High to live your best life, go ahead, and not have this law.
Verse 12. And ye have done worse than your fathers.
So notice, I am not my ancestors. Ye have done worse than your fathers.
Right. For behold, ye walk every one after the imagination.
You walk after your imagination. That's how bad it's gotten. From television to books and history, we now walk in our own imagination. We're taught to think by ourselves, amongst ourselves. So all of the sins and all the wickedness and the demons that are around, like from the prince of the air, coming in through television and music, you think of your own folly. Your imagination is corrupted. You start a fight with somebody you don't know before you even meet them because you assumed already. Because your imagination is wicked. That's the power that's in the air that's working against you.
Of his evil heart, that they may not hearken unto me.
So you think about it more so you won't hearken unto the Most High. Because now you've accumulated so much dirt and garbage on you, you don't want light to shine on you so people can see what you become. So the moment you hear the words of the Most High, you turn your back. You break the mirror. You turn the lights on. You don't want anybody to see. You don't want it to be made manifest and get those sins out of you.
Verse 13. Therefore will I cast you out of his land.
So now, because of this, we were cast out of our land.
That's right.
Let me tell you something. Israel is connected to Egypt. Right? That Middle East is garbage term that Europeans came up with.
Teach!
Is the Middle East.
Teach!
Egypt and Israel are connected. It is like Brooklyn and Manhattan, or whatever the town is called.
That's right.
Baltimore right now. You
Bring
can
it out.
walk over there. Being it's connected to Egypt means it's part of what country? Africa. Go to Israel and tell them Egypt is a part of Africa. They'll curse you out. Guaranteed, because they did that when I said it. Right? That's the land you were cast out of.
That's
right. The land where all the gold and all the silver and all the raw materials come from that run this entire country.
Bring it out.
You were pushed and forced out of that land. You weren't kings and queens and priests and all these things, but you lost it. You lost your connection to the Most High God.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Into a land that ye know not.
Into a land that ye know not. What does that sound like? Does that sound like your history? You were taken from the land of plenteous and sent to trash?
Right.
Sent to a desolate place? Go ahead.
Neither nor your fathers.
Neither nor your fathers knew this land. Go ahead, keep going.
And there ye shall select, and there ye serve other gods.
And there, in that land, you will serve other gods. Go ahead.
Day and night.
Day and night.
Where I will not show you favor.
Where I will not show you favor. So again, the reason nothing good is happening to you, to this land, that land you will be sent to, I will not show you favor.
Bring it out.
This is why things are happening to you.
That's right.
The Most High is taking away all your external concentration from you. Everything you focus on outside of yourself, be it material or person, he is removing it or making it worse. He wants you to do what? To go internal.
That's right.
The problem is when you go internal, you have no guidance.
That's
You have
right.
no law. You're a city without laws. So we bring this book out to teach you the law, statutes, and commandments. So when you do turn internally, you contact the Most High. That's the purpose of us coming out here.
That's right.
28:68.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68.
Real quick, for those listening, that's a precept, a guideline, a law, similar verse. Go ahead.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So again, you said Israel and Egypt are close, right? The Israelites, or blacks, were enslaved to the Egyptians, right?
Teach.
So go ahead.
With ships.
I will bring you into Egypt again with ships. This is the house of bondage, which is Egypt, the United States of America. Also Britain. Everywhere that we've gone is a form of Egypt. Look around at the statues. Look at the obelisks. Look at look at everything in these countries. Look at Las Vegas. They built the Luxor Temple.
Right.
It's replicated on Egypt. Right. It is replicated on Greece. The buildings and forts are replicated on Rome.
Right.
This place spiritually is to remind you of every captivity as a people we've gone through.
That's right.
That is this land that we're in now. Go ahead.
By the way whereof I speak unto thee.
So I told you before, I spoke to you about this, that this was going to happen to you. Go ahead.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
You won't see your land anymore again.
That's right.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
So this so-called Egypt, the spiritual Greece, Rome, and every other place. Read that again.
And there ye shall be
Sold
sold
unto your enemies.
Again, I started off, see yourself in this. Were your people not sold into another people?
Right.
These people who you were sold to are your enemies.
That's
right.
The same people that he said will reign over you.
Right.
It's the same people. Go ahead.
For bondmen
For slave man, price in your head,
and bondwomen.
and slave woman. That is this place.
That's right.
That's what happened to you in history.
That's
you were
right.
here as slaves for a price into this Egypt, into bondage.
Right.
You have to recognize yourself in this book. Open the book. It's a mirror. You're going to see yourself.
That's
When
right.
you see yourself, don't run from the image. Run to the Most High.
Right.
Give me Zechariah 11:5. Let me just jump to some examples that happened to you here that you should know as you.
No.
Zechariah chapter 11:5. I'm sorry, chapter 11 verse 5. So
Look
this
it
is
up.
what happened to you in this land. Tell me if this is not happening to our people today. Go ahead.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 11 and verse 5.
Bring it out.
whose possessors slay them.
So possessors, you were sold here for bondmen and bondwomen. So you are possession while you are in this country.
That's right.
And if you don't think you're a slave, what's your last name? Is that an African last name? Is that an Israelite last name? Is that a last name from an Arabic country? No, you have a European last name, but you're black. Right? So go ahead, read it from the top again.
Whose possessors slay them.
So your possessors, those that rule over you, the enemy you were sent to kill you, go ahead.
And hold themselves not guilty.
They do what?
Hold themselves not guilty.
The cop shoots you in the street, he does what?
Hold themselves not guilty.
He puts his knee on your neck and what?
Hold themselves not guilty.
Not my word, that's the Bible.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Who else has that happened to? What white person had a knee on their neck and was presented in front of everyone?
Bring it out.
What white people are constantly shot down in the street and presented before everyone, and the cop gets off every time?
Right.
That verse again for the basketball.
Whose possessors slay them.
The people that rule you, that brought you to this country, are your possessors, and they kill you. Go ahead.
And hold themselves not
They
guilty.
shoot you down in the street and hold themselves not guilty. Does that sound like Does that sound like your ancestors? Did your ancestors come here by way of ship?
That's right.
Hey! Ignorance is bliss.
Bring it up.
Let me get
All the unfaithful shall die in unbelief.
That's right.
Bring it out! So now we're going to give you another example of what happened to you as a people.
That's right. Bring it out.
You know what you get out. What you got? Okay, go ahead.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Nahum chapter 3, verse 2. The noise of a whip.
The noise of a whip. The people that were brought here slaves were constantly beaten. This chapter ain't going into that. We're going to show you what a precept is. The noise of a whip. What black person or what slave in this country hasn't heard that sound? Right. Crack on their back. The noise of a whip.
And the noise of the rattling of the wheel.
The noise of the rattling of the wheels. We're going to put that as wagons going by, as being chased down by white men.
Right.
So-called police.
That's right.
And of the prancing horses.
Of the prancing horses, riding horses, and running around, chasing the so-called escaped slaves. You know what I want? Ecclesiastes? I think it's 13. Is it 10? 10 and 7. Come on. You know? So we're gonna link these two together. So now you're a slave. You got it? All right. So now you're a slave. You got beat with a whip, and you were sold. Let's go ahead.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10 and verse 7.
I
have seen servants upon horses.
I have seen servants upon horses.
Bring it out.
This is how the Most High sees the world. This is how you know the things of the world are upside down.
Right.
I have seen servants upon horses. Who chased you on the horses in the slave fields? The European did. He was on horses. So how does the Most High see him?
And prince,
So read it from the top.
I have seen
Servants upon horses.
The servants ride the horses. Go ahead.
and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
And the princes walk as servants upon the earth.
Right.
Most High is saying the world is upside down.
That's right.
The
Right.
slave is riding on the horse, beating down and chasing the princes.
That's right.
That's right.
That's
The
right.
black people, the Native Americans, the Latinos.
Right.
They came to us and chased us on horses.
No.
The servants came to us and chased the princes on horses.
Bring
Right.
it out.
In a fallen state. This is why your apostles say, when you return to us the kingdom again.
Right. That's right.
In the first place. Teach. Lost it. Teach. That's what you don't understand. It ain't going to nobody that never had it. They wouldn't say again if they didn't have, if they had it in the first place.
Right.
Return to us again. Is it more? Or is that it? Good. Now give me let's go into who this enemy is. I'm gonna cut this with you. Go to Habakkuk. Give me 2. We're gonna describe this enemy, and you tell me if this sounds familiar to you. Listen.
Bring it out. Bring it out. Bring it out.
Bring it out. Bring it out. Bring it out.
That's right.
Habakkuk 2 and 14.
Yeah, I think that's what we're so we're gonna go to the east.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 14.
Bring it out.
For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord.
That's nice.
Verse 12.
There you go.
Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood.
So woe to him that buildeth a town with blood.
Bring it out.
The United States of America was built on the back of slaves.
That's
right.
That's right.
Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood.
Right.
Woe, misery, destruction to him that builds a town with blood. Go ahead.
And establish a city by iniquity.
And establish a city by sin, by breaking laws, by causing destruction, by lying. Go ahead.
Behold, it is not of the power of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire.
So it's not of the Most High that they're going to labor the fire. Go ahead.
And the people shall weary themselves for very vanity.
Right, so the people will weary themselves. Go on.
For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord,
Right.
as the waters cover the sea.
That's right.
Good. Good.
Verse 15. Woe to him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him.
So
and
woe to, go ahead. Woe to him that giveth his neighbor drink. Let's go to the first part of this epidemic, the so-called epidemic or pandemic or pandemic.
There you
With
go.
COVID-19,
That's
they shut
right.
down everything in the city.
That's right.
They shut down everything in the city, but left open what? The
Liquor stores.
That's right.
That's right.
woe to him that giveth his neighbor
was
drink.
essential.
Woe to him that giveth his neighbor drink. They gave every neighbor that existed drink. So that your families would be in disarray, so that you couldn't be a productive person.
That's
They
right.
gave every one of us drink. They
That's
shut
right.
down everything around what allowed you to continue to drink.
Right.
They knew what state you were in, and they wanted you lower than that.
Right.
They wanted to completely break you because you're not broken, because you have that zeal, but you don't have knowledge. And that's what we're trying to get you to. The spirit is not upright in it. You know what that is?
That's high. That's higher in the. That's higher in the chapter. Right?
Go up to that.
That's like 2 and 4.
Okay, so 14 down. Read that.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 4.
No.
Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
His soul, which is lifted up, prideful, is not upright in him. This is the same one that rules over you. This is the same one that you were sold to. This is the same one that closed the economy around you but left the liquor store open. His soul is not upright within him. Go ahead.
Teach.
But the just shall live by his faith.
But the just, which is you as an Israelite, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments by the faith of the Mashiach, you will live by your faith. Go ahead.
Yea, also because he
Read it again.
Yea, also because he transgressed by wine.
So because he transgressed by wine,
Bring it up.
Right.
He is a poor, proud man.
He is a poor, proud man. So remember, the Most High sees him as a servant.
That's
He is
right.
A poor, proud man. Go
That's
ahead.
right.
Neither keepeth at home.
Neither keepeth at home. He
take care of
starts in
himself.
one place in Europe, but he has to put his flag someplace else.
Right.
He starts in America, he has to put that flag someplace else. How many countries have an American flag in?
Right.
It doesn't even belong there.
Bring it out.
He does not keep it at home.
Who enlargeth his desire as hell.
He enlarges his desire as hell. He opens up. He wants everything. The moment he starts to taste something, he opens his desire as hell. He's like the earth opening up and consuming everything.
That's right.
And is as death and cannot be satisfied.
So this same person that does this with these flags, that enslaves people, that has flags lifted up, is as what? Death?
Is as death
He is as death. Go ahead.
and cannot be satisfied.
And cannot be satisfied.
Damn.
That's why he has to conquer everything he sees.
Right.
He has to destroy you because he can't be satisfied.
That's right.
Go ahead.
But gathereth unto him all nations.
Does he not gather all nations? Is America not the melting pot? He gathered all things unto himself.
That's
Go
right.
ahead.
And heapeth unto him all people.
And heapeth unto him all people. And not only that, after he takes you, he takes your nation, he takes your name and becomes you.
That's
like
right.
Right.
Like an actual virus. Go ahead.
Verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him?
So now all the people that he put his hands on, shall we not take up a parable against him? Because now we're starting to see him for who he is. Go ahead.
Bring it out.
And a taunting proverb against him?
And a taunting proverb against him. We're going to start talking stuff to you in your face. Go ahead.
And say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
Woe to him, destruction to him that increases that which is not his.
That's right.
This country, that is actually the whole earth doesn't belong to him. Woe to him that increases that which is not his. That is from taking people from other nations and claiming them to himself. Woe to him that does that. Go ahead.
How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, shall they that rise up suddenly that shall bite thee?
This is what's happening right now. All the nations, even in South Africa, they're rising up against the so-called Africans. They're starting to take them down. Well, what happened? Two countries who are in bed together want to teach them how to fight and kill those people that are rising up. But you can't stop that rise. Right. The Most High is throughout this entire earth. As he works amongst men. Everybody, all the poor people are starting to rise up. And every time this book is read, another spirit rises up.
That's right.
And awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them.
And you shall be a treasure unto the people that you took. You're going to be a spoil. You're going to be the gift to these people. You're going to be the slave to the slaves. Go ahead.
Because thou hast spoiled many nations.
Because you have spoiled. Who does that sound like? Right. Because thou hast spoiled many nations. Go ahead.
All the remnants of the people shall spoil thee.
So all the remnants of the people that are left, that remember what you did, that have the Most High God in their spirit, are going to come against you. That's right. And are going to destroy you. We are the battle axe of the Most High.
Right.
That day is coming. That day is today. This is why Satan is casting out Satan.
Right.
Because the people are rising. Go ahead, keep reading.
Because of men's blood.
Because of men's blood. You started this place with iniquity. Go ahead.
And for the violence of the land.
And for the violence of the land. Everywhere you control is violent. You never heard of any black nation going anywhere and destroying all over the earth. Who does that?
Bring it out.
9 and 24. Bring it up. Bring it up. Who does that? Because you know what?
Bring it out.
That's right.
European over the United States.
That's right.
European over Italy. European over Russia. Edomites mixed with Moab over China, Japan.
Right.
How many black countries are running? Zero, right?
Right.
So white men essentially control all these countries, right? So now let's hit that verse, Job 9 and 24.
Bring it out.
Job chapter 9 and verse 24.
Bring it out.
The earth is given into the hand
of the wicked.
Say that again.
The earth is given to the hands of the wicked. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked. The earth is given unto the hands of the wicked. The earth is given unto the hands of the wicked.
Have you figured out who your enemy is? Have you figured out who your enemy is? Teach! The Bible painted a whole picture.
That's right.
You kept painting it into a circle and into a corner, and at some point you got to wake up and realize that you are the children of the Most High God.
Right.
Well, let me just give you this last verse because I won't keep too long. Give me 2 Chronicles 7:14.
Bring it out!
That is people.
Bring it out. Get out. Look at 2 Chronicles.
Let's look at the 2 Chronicles, chapter 7 and verse 14.
Bring it out.
If my people, possessive, if my people,
Which are called by my name.
which are called by my name, not only called because he said his name, he said his word and you heard him. You were called by his name. You take the information, you take the knowledge and make it a part of yourself, and you put his name as a stamp on your name. Yasharal, Yoshai, Yahwozah, one Yah, You put the name of the Most High in your name. If the people that are called by my name, go ahead,
shall humble themselves.
shall humble themselves. We have to become humble because we're very prideful people.
That's right.
Become humble. Not necessarily to everybody. This is the Most High calling. Humble themselves, go ahead.
And pray.
And pray. Humble yourself and pray. Do not go into that prayer with all this angst and anger like you're talking to just anybody.
That's
Talk
right.
to the Most High God.
That's
You
right.
gotta humble yourself before you speak to Him. Go ahead.
That's right.
And seek my face.
And seek my face. Seek my word. Listen to the brothers that are outside teaching this word. Go ahead.
That's right. And turn from the wicked ways.
And turn from your wicked ways.
Right.
Repent from your wicked ways. Go
That's
ahead.
right.
Then will I hear from heaven.
Then, only then will I hear from heaven
And will forgive their sins.
and will forgive your sins.
And will heal their land.
And then I will heal your land. Not this land.
Right?
This is destruction.
Right.
This was made in blood. Not this land. I will heal your land. The land that you were taken from. Humble yourself. Seek His face. Pray and obey His word. And then the Most High will bring you out of that state of death that you're in. I'm a pastor.
That's right.
That's right. That's right. Come here, Charlotte. Come here, Charlotte. Come here, Charlotte. Right.
Right.
Chapter 4 and go to verse 21.
Bring it out.
Bring it out, Doc.
21 and go to verse 31.
Bring it out.
Jeremiah chapter 51 and go to verse 6. Right? Give me Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 4.
Bring it out, Doc.
Chapter 4 and verse 21.
Bring it out.
And be glad, O daughter of Edom.
Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom.
Russia, Croatia, Serbia, you would be the daughter of Edom. Go on.
That dwelleth in the land of earth.
All right, real quick, give me Jeremiah 49 to 31. Ours represents the wealthy nation.
That's
It
good.
represents the society that you're living in right now. Huh? This is a spiritual us, or the spiritual herd of the Chaldeans.
Right.
That's right. Bring it out, Doc.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 49 and verse 31.
Bring it out.
Arise, get you up unto the wealthy nation.
Unto the what?
Unto the wealthy nation.
It's the wealthy nation, man. Everybody comes to America from the four corners of the earth, man. To prosper, to start a business, to thrive off of capitalism, man. To oppress the children of Israel, man. Everybody comes to America to the wealthy nation. Read it from the top.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 49 and verse 31.
Bring it out.
Arise, get ye up unto the wealthy nation.
Read.
That dwelleth without care.
And these people don't dwell with care, man. They're not concerned about World War III. They're not thinking about the famine that God is going to put on the earth, man.
That's right.
They're thinking in the mind of these Edomites while they sitting eating dinner. They worried about the chariots. Man, the Most High is going to destroy this place with fire and brimstone. They're not
Right.
thinking about that, man.
Right.
So everybody's concerned with their knowledge of God. They're trying to see what the secret package is about. The corporate elite package. Is Biden going to fulfill his will or not, huh?
Right.
But nobody's talking about the death, fire, and brimstone coming to America.
Right.
He's walking up and down the harbor, man. You think the minds of these people are worried about God's judgment, man? You think they're worried about the fire, brimstone, and the chariots?
Bring it out,
that
Doc.
Heavenly Father's going to send, man?
Bring it out, Doc.
They're not worried about missiles. They're not worried about that.
Right.
They're worried about the plagues on the earth, man.
That's right.
Read on.
Saith the Lord, which have neither gates nor bars, which dwell alone, and their camels shall be a booty, and the multitude of their cattle a spoil.
That the Most High will destroy this place like your brother went to earlier, man.
Right.
Give me the book of Isaiah chapter 23 and give me the last two verses. Go back to Leviticus 4.
Bring it out.
To the fourth, in verse 21.
Bring it out.
Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz.
That's the wealthy nation. Read.
The cup also shall pass through unto thee.
See the cup of judgment. Give me Jeremiah 25 and 15. The cup also shall pass unto thee. Give me Revelation. So hold it, you got. Give me Revelation 14 and 9.
No!
That is speaking about it's the Most High's wrath.
That's right.
The fire and brimstone, man. The destruction and the plagues that the elder went into earlier. Man.
Teach.
It's his turn to drink of that.
That's
Right.
That's right.
You gotta go to slavery.
Right.
And the seed we have to eat our own children. You gotta go through that. Man.
That's right.
We're gonna have to do that to you, man.
Right. That's right.
The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunk and make thyself naked.
See that? They're going to be drunk and make yourself naked. Give me second. Give me Hosea chapter 14. We're going to hold that. Right? Yeah, give me Hosea chapter 14. Actually, bring it up. Bring it up.
This book of Jeremiah, chapter 25 and verse 15.
Read it.
For thus saith the Lord God of Israel unto me, take the wine cup of his fury at my hand, and cause all nations to whom I send thee to drink it.
See, a lot of people saying, why do you get on the other nation?
Bring it out.
Why are you not just getting on the black woman?
Bring it
Why
out.
are you not just getting on the Hispanic man?
Right.
Saying, take this cup, take the prophecy, take the judgment, and give it to all the nations.
Right.
That's right.
And they shall drink. No, they not going to drink.
And they shall drink.
God is going to forgive them.
And they shall drink.
Not worry about it.
They shall drink.
They going to drink of it, man. Read.
Right. And be moved.
Read out.
Go on and be mad because of the sword that I will send among them.
You see, the Most High is judging these places, man.
Right.
Every nation on the earth, from China to America to Russia to Korea to Japan to Canada, all of these places are going to be destroyed by fire and brimstone.
That's
Right.
Go to Baruch chapter 3 and 21.
Read out.
It said, miserable are the cities which thy children serve.
That's right.
Miserable is she that receives thy sons.
Bring it out.
Every nation received our sons, right? In the transatlantic slave trade.
Teach.
Every nation received our sons in the Silk Road slave trade. Every nation received our sons in the sub-Saharan slave trade.
That's right.
So what do you think the Most High has in store for them? They're going to have to drink of this cup, right?
Right.
Book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 9.
Bring it out.
Any man worship the beast. And what?
If any man worship the beast. It-
Hand of the Most High, which is everything, you worship the beast.
Right.
And any man worship the beast, and his image, what he stands for. It's not a physical image, right? It's the image that he's coming in his name.
That's right.
And receive his mark in his forehead, right? Or in his hand. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh.
See that? Why do we keep reading about the other nations drinking of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, man? Because of what they did to our people, man.
That's right.
What did they do to our
That's
people?
right.
Rape, robbery, and murder.
That's
Right.
Plundering and pillaging, man.
Right.
We can go on and on about what they did to the children of Israel, man.
Right.
And the Most High didn't forget a day.
Bring it out, Doc.
The Most High never forgot. We don't forget, man.
Right.
The Lord said, remember the days are old, man.
That's
There's a Lord, the Lord said, remember what Amalek did unto you, man.
That's right.
That's in Deuteronomy chapter 25, Deuteronomy chapter 32, right? Psalms chapter 137, the Lord said what? Remember, O Lord, the children
Of Edom. That's right.
The Most High's commanding us to forget. Why are you trying to act like you should vote and just get it all over with, huh? The Most High said you better remember what these guys did to you.
Right.
Keep that in your mind, because the day that you forget is the day you think these guys are your friends, man.
Right.
Now you think they have your best interest at heart. That's right. What they did to us when we left the wilderness. Right? When Amalek came against us and cut us down with the sword.
That's right.
You
Right.
forgot what happened in 586 BC when the Babylonians came and Esau came and destroyed the temple.
Right.
You forgot about stuff like that, man. You forgot around 176 BC when Antiochus came and destroyed the temple. And
That's
the
right.
altar, man.
Right.
You don't remember these dates, but you remember July 4th. You remember October because that's Columbus Day, man. You remember all of these wicked dates that this society wants you to remember. That's
Bring it
what
out.
happened to your people, man.
Right.
But we ain't forget a damn thing, and the Most High didn't forget.
Right.
Right.
Get out.
Which is poured out without
of his indignation, and he shall be tormented.
And what?
And he shall be tormented.
And he shall be tormented. This is the judgment for everybody that's against the Most High laws and commandments.
That's right.
That promotes this so-called white Jesus, man. That's into Christianity. That's into voting, into politics, into everything outside of this book right here, man.
That's
You
right.
shall be tormented. That doesn't sound like the God of Christianity, man.
Right.
That doesn't sound like the God that your grandmother believes in. Or your auntie, man. Since when does the God that your family goes to and worships says he's going to torment you, man?
Bring it out, Doc. Bring it
Where's
out.
that at, man? And a Sunday service.
Right.
In Bible study.
Right.
Pulling up. Look, let's go to Revelation 14:9, and you're going to be tormented if you come back next Sunday.
Right.
Pastor's not saying that, man.
Right.
Pastor's coming up with 30,000 different ways on how to get your money, man.
Right.
This week is a fundraiser. The air conditioner got to fit.
Bring that out.
Next week, I need this jet because I got to travel over here.
Right.
You got to help Miss Betty pay her rent, man. All that going to his pockets, man.
Right.
That's what your pastor's talking about. But the Most High said, I will give you pastors according to my heart, man. That's right. It shall feed you with what? With
Knowledge is understanding.
So read on, King.
With fire and brimstone.
With fire and brimstone.
That's right. In the presence of the holy
Angels.
and in the presence of the Lamb.
The Lamb is Yahushua. So Yahushua is going to sit there and see you get tormented, man.
Right.
Right? You think the Lord will come and say, well, look, just get him out the fire. And the Lord will laugh at you, right? That's in the book of Proverbs, the first chapter. Then I will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear comes.
Bring it out.
Your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind. Then they shall call upon me, and I will not answer.
That's right.
They
Right.
shall be early, but they shall not find. And that they ate salad, that's what the people of the earth are doing.
Right.
Read what you hold. Give me Hosea 10:14. Right? Because Moses said that we're going to pass the cup of the indignation is going to be passed to Esau.
That's right.
You want to show you what's going to happen to the devil. Give me hold that. Give me Deuteronomy 37.
Bring it out.
All right, give me Deuteronomy 37. Give me 2 Kings. Give me 2 Kings chapter 8. 2 Kings 8.
Bring it
Bring it
out.
out. Bring it out.
Chapter 30 and verse 7.
Bring it out.
The Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies.
That everything we went through is going to happen to our enemies.
That's
Right. That's right. Right.
The Lord said reward her double for what she has done it to you, man. Right. Everything we get, look at the atrocity on their son. They're going to get that double, man.
Right.
How many millions of people died in the slave trade, man? They're going to get that double, man.
Right.
They're going to go in the slave trade, man.
Right.
How many women were ravished and taken captive? We're going to do that same thing to them times too, man.
Right.
So the Most High's not a nice guy, man.
Right.
We're not here to prophesy peace in this place, man.
That's
The
right.
Lord said the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries, man.
That's right.
That's right.
Of war and of evil and of pestilence, man.
Right.
Read on.
And on them that hate thee, which persecute thee.
So all the curses that befell the 12 tribes of Israel is going to fall upon the heathen.
That's
Keep
right.
going, Hosea 10:14.
Hosea chapter 10 and verse 14.
Bring it out.
So it took more arise among thy people, and all thy fortresses shall be spoiled, as Shaman spoiled that of Arbel in the day of battle. The mother was dashed in pieces.
What we going to do?
The mother was dashed in pieces. The mother was dashed in pieces.
Upon her children.
Yeah, we're going to take Esau, all these mothers out here, man. Nancy taking them to soccer practice.
Right.
That's right.
I want the God in the New Testament.
Bring it out.
Right. That's right.
That's right. That's right. Hosea 10 and 14. Read. Therefore, so a tumult arise among thy people. Read. And all thy fortresses shall be spoiled.
And all his fortresses are going to be spoiled.
Right.
Fort Knox, the Pentagon.
Right.
They got all these secret codes that you can't get in the building. CIA pulling up. The Lord shutting all that.
Right. Right.
Access denied. Your gated communities, those are your fortresses, man. Your little security
right.
guard, you pay 20 an hour, they gonna get put to death, man.
Right.
Police department say you can't come to the street, they gonna get shut down, man. Right. All his
security, his fortresses, his defense system is going to become ruined.
Right.
Then Isaiah chapter 26 and 5. Read on.
And so much spoiled, there's a battle. In the day of battle, the mother was dashed to pieces.
So we're going to take their mothers and dash them into pieces. That's true, and that's going to happen. That's right. This is a future prophecy.
Bring it out,
All the curses that happen to us, it's going to happen to them. Children, we're going to take their mothers, they're going to dash into pieces.
Right.
Then they do that to our mothers, man.
Right.
Then they rape, rob, and lynch your mothers, man.
That's right.
They cut open the baby and take out the baby and lynch him with his own mother's umbilical cord.
Right.
Then they do that to us, man.
Bring it out,
The conquistadors and the Spaniards come and feed our babies to dogs.
That's
right. That's
Bring it out.
Look at 2 Kings chapter 8 and verse 12.
Bring it out.
And Hosea said, "Why you should, my Lord?" And he answered. And he answered, "Because I know the evil that thou wilt do unto the children of Israel."
Our mission said, I know the evil that you're going to do to the children of Israel.
Right.
Their stronghold will thou set on fire.
So the Most High going to set their strongholds on fire.
That's right.
Anything that this society has, whether they have weapons of so-called mass destruction, ICBM missiles, they got a damn space force, man. They got Space Force boot camp going on right now.
That's right.
Right now, thinking they could come against the Lord, man. Thinking they could take down your house shut. The Lord said the stronghold shall thou set on fire.
Said he can't hear.
Wilt thou slay with the sword?
All of Esau's young men, they're going to get slain with the sword.
That's right.
Right, go on.
And will dash their children.
They call me
And
so.
rip up their women. And rip up their women with child.
What does that mean? You're going to rip up their women with
Say con if you can hear.
That's not a nice act.
At all.
That's not a nice thing.
Right.
A pregnant woman with child, the Lord said we're going to rip them up.
Right.
Take their baby out and dash them on the stone.
That's right. That's right.
God wouldn't do that. You don't know the Most High, man.
That's right.
You know the love the Lord has for his people.
Bring it
out.
out.
And what the Most High is going to do to execute vengeance on behalf of the saints.
Bring it out, Doc. Bring it out, Doc.
Exodus 15:3. They don't know the Lord, man.
Bring it out.
They don't know the Most High.
That's right.
You got to twist it, man. You got to put some respect back on Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
Right.
Christians and Catholics have perverted the name of the Lord for hundreds of years.
Bring it out, Doc. Bring it out, Doc. Bring it out, Doc.
Let's get things straight.
That's right.
Exodus chapter 15, verse 3.
Bring it out. The Lord is a man of war. 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 The Lord is a man of war.
That's right.
That's right.
Yahweh is his name, and he's not your friendly white man.
Right.
The Most High is a man of war.
Kawakan.
Why do you think we're reading about acts that happen in warfare? Huh? Ripping up the women with child. Mothers getting dashed with stones.
That's right.
Fortresses being set on fire. Drinking at a cup of fire and brimstone. Huh? Because the Most High is a man of war.
That's right.
Bring it out, Doc. Bring it out, Doc. Bring it out, Doc.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 26 and verse 5.
Bring it out.
Know about the Most High, man. And the Most High raised up this place just to destroy it.
Right.
He said, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
That's right, Doc. That's right, Doc.
So if you don't get, if the Most High doesn't get no respect right now, when this place on fire, you're going to get this respect.
All praise.
Right.
Most High going to get the respect, man.
That's right. That's
Everybody's
right.
going to ask when who destroyed America. We're going to say, that was Yahweh.
That's right.
God that destroyed Egypt. No, the God that destroyed America too.
That's
Right.
The Lord did that. Yeah, the Lord did that. The Lord, well, praise, man. Hold on, give me Sirach 43 and 30. Man.
Bring it out, Doc.
Bring it out.
The Most High, man. Because the Most High waking up the nation of Israel, the Most High got judgments on this place, man.
Right.
The elder witnesses, this is for his pleasure, man.
Make it plain,
The
brother.
Lord raised up this entire
Bring it
nation
out.
to destroy it for his own pleasure.
That's right.
That's the God that we believe in. That's the God that we worship. Yahweh Bashim Mashiach.
Well, Shema Mashiach Yahshua Yahushua.
Right. 7:43 and verse 30.
Bring it out.
He glorified the Lord.
He what?
You glorify the Lord.
Show me the word, brothers. Show me the word, brothers. Praying for y'all. Come learn something. There you go, brother.
That's right.
There you go, brother. All right, go on. Y'all Israelites gotta repent and keep the commandments.
That's right. Glorify the Lord. Exhort him as